Hello dear students, today we are going to continue the pest infesting sugarcane, and here it is a termite. Termite is a polyphagous pest. Its scientific name is Odontoterms obesus. There are few more species infecting many crops like sugarcane, groundnut. Its family is Termitidae, order Isoptera. Termites or white ants are another destructive pest of sugarcane. These are omnivorous. They live underground, attacking the crops. When the seeds are planted in the soil and the attack continues till harvest of the crop with slight slackness during monsoon. Termites are mostly found in light soil. Their attack is severe in red soil and where irrigation facilities are inadequate. Termites are divided into different castes. Among them, a caste worker contributing a largest number, about 70%. In their nymphal and adult stage, worker feeds on the roots and rootlets in the sugarcane, and it continues feeding on some part of stem. Termites fills the galleries with mud inside the sugarcane. We can identify their attack after opening the splits. Here you can see these are muddy galleries formed within the splits of cane. Termites in their worker caste causing severe losses. In attacked plants, the outer leaves first show signs of drying and the attacked canes may be come out very easily, but it do not emit any offensive smell. The damage may range from 40 to 50%. It attacks result in heavy loss in the yield in sugarcane and also reduced sucrose percent. There are about 6 species of termite have so far been recorded from India damaging sugarcane, and they are Odontoterms obesus, Microterms Anandi, Eremoterms nerapolis. These are morphologically different, but their habitats, symptoms of damage, etc. are all similar. Systematic digging up of termitoria or destruction of queen is a permanent measure of control. Next to the termite, there is one more severe pest causing severe losses to the sugarcane, and it is sugarcane pyrrhilla, also called as sugarcane leafhopper. Its scientific name is Pyrrhilla purpusilla. It belongs to family Fulguridae, order Hemiptera. There is another family mentioned in some books. It is Lophopidae. It belongs to order Hemiptera. In the picture, you can see the nymphal stage and adult stage of sugarcane pyrrhilla. Sugarcane pyrrhilla is a potential pest occurring in an epidemic form in Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, and many districts of Maharashtra. It is also seen in Bihar. It infests wheat, sorghum, rice, mango, oats, and barley. As we can see, it is a major pest of sugarcane and breeds throughout the year. It is distributed all over the India in all sugarcane growing states. Since 1950, the pest is noticed in the endemic form in the area of Deccan canals of Maharashtra. Now we will see the marks of identification of adult. The adults are straw colored with two pairs of wings folded. In unflying conditions, they make the roof-like structure on their back. Here, it's a yellowish brown colored roof-like structure inclined towards both the ends, and the head prominently drawn forward as a sort of rostrum. So with the help of these two key identification marks, we can easily identify the sugarcane pyrilla. About their life cycle, about 600 to 800 eggs are laid, which are generally pale greenish yellow colored on undersurface of leaf in the cluster. Such egg masses, here you can see egg mass of sugarcane pyrilla. These egg mass are covered over with a white filamentous waxy material secreted by the female. Eggs are get hatched within 7 to 10 days in summer. Newly hatched nymphs are small, milky white in color. Here they are small and milky white in color and having two elongated filamentous cottony structures arised from their abdomen. Nymphal period lasts in 1 to 2 months. Life cycle is completed in 2 months. There are such 3 to 4 generations in one season. Both their nymph and adult severely suck the cell sap from underside of leaf and it devitalizes the plant. In the severe cases, the leaves dries up and plant is get stunted due to feeding on sucrose. Due to such feeding, the sucrose percent of juice is adversely get affected. Besides sucking, these hoppers are responsible to secrete honeydew-like substances, which is get spread all over the leaves, and this black color, this honeydew-like substance attracts black colored fungus called Capnodium fungus, causes sooty mold, which rapidly reduces the photosynthesis and ultimately the plant becomes stunted. It adversely affects the yield also. So after getting damage, the plant shows sickly or blighted appearance. As we have earlier said, development of sooty mold. The swarms of these insects in all the stages. On the tender foliage we can find fading and drying up of leaves because of such damage. These are common symptoms after the damage caused by sugarcane pyrilla. In the mild winter or mild summer with some shower, these conditions are favorable for built-up of population or overwintering population and for their better multiplication. Delayed monsoon or failure of monsoon, cloudy weather or late action of parasitoid Epitrichania favors rapid multiplication of this pest. So now with the help of all these essential things of sugarcane pyrilla. Now we will discuss about the management practices to be followed to control this pest in cultural practices, like destruction of trash after harvest is a crucial thing to avoid the carryover of pest to the next season. Recommend to select tolerant varieties of sugarcane. Some mechanical methods are there, like collection and destruction of egg masses in the initial stage during April to May. A parasitoid Tetrastitches pyrrhili and a lepidopteran parasitoid Epericania melanoleuca found effective against sugarcane pyrrhilla. Epericania melanoleuca is a very common parasitoid occurring naturally to sufficiently kill the sugarcane pyrrhilla. Besides the biological control, the pest can be controlled with the help of 2 ml of endosulfan or 2 ml of malathion by chemical means. It is also recommended that aerial application of phenitrophion, quinalphos, these are some chemicals recommended to control sugarcane pyrrhilla. Here are few images showing the parasitization by Epericania. Larva parasitizing the nymphal stage and reaches to the adult stage also. Here we can see a pupa of Epericania melanoleuca. In the examination, many times the Epericania melanoleuca has been asked. It's a lepidopteran parasitoid causing parasitization in the nymphal stage. So it is called as lepidopteran nymphal parasitoid. The next pest is sugarcane woolly aphid. You may have heard about sugarcane woolly aphid. There was a severe, means in Maharashtra, we have faced severe damages of sugarcane woolly aphid. Sugarcane woolly aphid, its scientific name is Ceratophracuna lanigera. Its family is Homibidae. Also, it's a Pemphididae. Belongs to order Hemiptera. There is a little difference. We will see the another pest, that is sugarcane mealybug, and it's a sugarcane woolly aphid. There is a little difference in between these two. Sugarcane woolly aphids are having a cottony threads arised from their body, whereas in mealybugs we can see a pinkish colored, same sized, same structured bug having a flour mill dropped over the back, and in woolly aphid we can see such cottony threads arised from their from their back. So it is distributed in all major districts in Maharashtra since a few years, and it is fast spreading pest to the new areas. Its nature of damage: it is a congregation of large number of white colored nymphs and adults on the undersurface. It is responsible to secrete honeydew-like substance which ultimately attracts the black sooty mold, that is Capnodium fungus, on the upper surface of leaves. So plant shows black appearance and reduce the photosynthetic activities. The canes remain short with shorter internodes, and it reduces the leaf structure. The leaves become narrow with a reduced girth. It causes the damage to the crop generally as a vector of number of viral diseases like grassy shoot disease, mosaic disease. Sometimes the damage of crop directly also by reduction of sap from the leaves. The pest can be found on few plants near to the bunds. The pest is get aggregated on a single plant, and then later it moves or it spread to the another plants. We can find the pest on under surface of leaf along the sides of midrib. Let's see about its life cycle. Yellowish colored nymphs, white in color with less powdery substances. Two forms of adults. Upterus means which do not possess the wings. Alate forms predominantly white in color. Upterate or wingless adults possesses crenulated margins of wax glands in the rows. Such wax glands are absent in alate forms. Ceratavacuna laningeri produces parthenogenetically and has holocyclic means absence of sexually producing generations. Holocyclic life cycle. Cornicles are slightly eutrophied in adults. Population peaks from early August to September and again from November to February. So there are 2 generations in 1 year we can see. These are the nymph and adults, and in the picture of sugarcane plant we can see they are lying on under surface of leaf along the sides of along both the sides of midrib. To control this pest, we have to monitor the field, especially areas under shade where the colonies are get established. Avoid the transport of sugarcane from for crushing from sugarcane woolly aphid infested areas. If the seed material is to be moved, treat the seeds in malathion 0.1% solution for 15 minutes and pack in gunny bags to avoid the carryover from infected place to the healthier place. Practice wide row or paired row planting, and detrashing allows aeration and light. So since it built up its population in humid climatic conditions, due to the aeration it become failed to build up their population in the natural condition. Avoid the late application of nitrogenous fertilizers and excessive irrigation, as we know that excess of nitrogen makes the plant more succulent or more attractive to get attacked by the white woolly aphid. Spray the crop infested crop with acephate or monocrotophos or the another systemic insecticide, that is dimethoate. Also collect the leaves bearing predators from the other parts and release them to the newly infected field. Predators like Dipha aphidivora, it's a grub of Dipha aphidivora feeding on the woolly aphids. This is another larval stage of Microma sigorotus feeding on this plant, and this is an adult of Microma sigorotus. And the another syrphid maggot feeding on the maggot of syrphid fly feeding on the sugarcane woolly aphid. So among these parasitoids, Dipha aphidivora is naturally occurring and predominantly present on the plant to devour the sugarcane woolly aphids. It's been observed that in many examinations so far, the examiners asked about the predators recommended to control sugarcane woolly aphid, and it is observed that again the students used to write the names of coccinellid beetles like ladybird beetles or Chrysoperla carnea. Along with these are two generalized predators and can be useful for many such aphids, but precisely to control sugarcane woolly aphid, here Dipha aphidivora or Microma sigorotus has been recommended. The next pest, that is sugarcane whitefly. It is another important pest causing damage to the sugarcane. Allurolobus barodensis, its scientific name, and Allurodidae is its family. Occasionally it occurs on the plant, and sometimes it causes some severe losses. Due to the attack of this pest, the leaves turn pinkish and gradually get dries up. Infected leaves looks white, while those below are black due to the growth of sooty mold because of the honeydew secretion by the nymphal stage. All these black colored or yellowish dark grey colored flat sized nymphal stage of whitefly, it passes through 4 life stages, that is egg, nymph, pupa and adult. A pupal stage occurs after the nymphal stage. So these things we have to keep in mind, that oviposition and pupation both the things are present and both are on the surface of leaf. Female lay about 60 to 65 cream colored eggs and are glued up or with the sticky substances. They are laid over the leaves. The egg period lasts in 8 to 10 days. The neonate nymph means newly hatched nymphs are pale yellow in color, which are flat and oval in shape. Later, such nymphs are turned into the shiny black in color. Its body is surrounded by fringes of wax. The nymphal period lasts in 25 to 30 days. So nymphal stage is a damaging stage along with the adult. Nymph and adult both are causing damage, but the damage caused by nymph is more than their adults. Pupation takes place on the leaf and pupal period is about 10 to 111 days. So adults are pale yellow with hyaline wings dusted with waxy bloom and it exhibits the brisk fluttering movements. So the adults live only for 24 to 48 hours just for the reproduction. The insect completes their 9 generations in 1 year. So to control this pest, we recommend to avoid excess use of nitrogenous fertilizers, as we have earlier talked for sugarcane woolly aphid. Recommended to conserve nymphal parasitoid, that is Azotus deliensis and Encartia isaki. Encourage again the population of predators like Chilocorus and Chilocorus nigritus. The spray, the chemical control recommending monocrotophos 36 soluble liquid at the rate 2 liters per hectare. So this is about sugarcane whiteflies. These are the various images showing the population of whitefly. These are the adults laying the eggs glued, which are and elongated. These are newly molted nymph initially, which is dark yellow in color, and these are the nymphal stages, which are shiny black in color. These are semicircular egg masses laid over the leaf surfaces. Female laying the eggs, and here in both the images we can see the female ovipositing the eggs. The shiny black colored final instar nymph is get pupated on the surface of leaf. The puparium or the pupa start to become white in color from the margins. Here all these are the stages. This is just laid eggs which later turns dark red in color or dark reddish brown in color. This is a young nymphal stage. This is a grown up nymphal stage where cottony threads are get arised from all the sides of their body. This is adult. Usually the adults are pale yellowish in color, and from their epicranial suture the puparium is get split out. and the adult is getting emerged out, and here we can see a fully white colored puparium. Sugarcane whitefly in the severe cases, as we have discussed, it shows yellowing of the plant, and in the severe damage, the pinkish color can be observed after, followed by the yellowish color. This is a dense population of sugarcane whitefly on the plant. So this is another minor pest, sugarcane mealybug, Saccharococcus sacchari. It belongs to family Pseudococcidae, order Hemiptera. These look similar with the woolly aphids, but as we have earlier differentiated both these are slightly pinkish in color, and observe overlapped population on the injured nodal areas or punctured or damaged nodal areas of cane. Both of their nymph and adult severely suck the cell sap, and the withered conditions we can see at the junction of or at the nodal areas. These are pinkish oval in color, and mostly we can observe this pest under the leaf sheath. The sooty mold develops on the plant because of secretion of honeydew-like substances by the mealybugs. The main cane gets stunted, and sometimes when the mealybugs get fall down, it also affect on the roots. The female lays yellowish, smooth cylindrical eggs. Within few hours, the eggs are become soft and elongated, and the nymphs are get emerged out. The newly emerged nymphs are quite active with a pinkish transparent body. Nymphal period is about 2 to 3 weeks. Adults are white with mealy coating, and they are sessile, means wingless. Life of adult female is about 3 to 5 days. The entire life cycle is completed in a month. The pest completes several generations in 1 year. So to control this pest, along with the predators, we are recommending resistant varieties, recommending a mechanical practice, that is detrashing on 150th day and 210th day of planting, recommending the draining of excess of water from the field. In chemical control, we can recommend spraying of methyl parathion 50 EC or malathion 50 EC in a liter of malathion or parathion in 1000 liter of water for 1 hectare. The image of Australian ladybird beetle we can see on the screen. The Australian ladybird beetle feeds on the mealybugs and scale insects. So all these are the pests infesting sugarcane. Since sugarcane is an important crop with respect to the examination, here I am recommending you to complete or to write an IPM report by considering two different things, two different complexes, like a borer complex, shoot or stem feeding complex of sugarcane, which includes early shoot borer, internode borer, top shoot borer. The another is sucking pest complex, which can include sugarcane pyrilla, sugarcane whitefly, sugarcane woolly aphids, and sugarcane mealybugs. Okay. If you have any difficulty related with the pest, you can drop me a message about. Thank you so much.